Let me tell you, I have never been more excited in my entire life to watch a grandma start kicking some Chinese vampire butt than I am right now. Because despite this chapter really not leaving us much to talk about because it was all just straight up hands and action, it's definitely been one of the most enjoyable chapters recently for me. But for the purposes of having some type of dialogue and putting context into this big fight, last chapter we did ally with Kokiyuki Shiro, the woman who was being manipulated by Count Saint Germain into using the pygmies against Momo, and by building a small hairpin camera thing out of Kintaka's nanomachines, she now has a camera on her that whenever she goes to meet up with whoever is blackmailing her, despite the fact that she constantly has her memories wiped to keep their identity hidden, now with the camera, there's gonna be next to no way for Count Saint Germain to not have his identity exposed. Meanwhile, while all of that is going on in the school, we do cut back to Seiko, and honestly, the chaos of the supernatural attacks normally focus on all of the kids, and for once, now the scale of events have moved towards the adults, so that's how you know we're getting into some real shit. Seiko has always stayed relatively neutral in regards to all of these topics. Sure, she's jumped in to help fight against the evil eye a couple times, but other than that, she usually lets Momo and Okarun handle their own things out as an adult that wants to give power to their youngins and watch them grow and flourish as long as they can. Seiko really only steps into an active role the moment Momo gets shrunken down by the fairy tale card's curse and she is unable to get her back to normal size. No matter what kind of knowledge or paranormal investigation she can do, there's nothing in her research that shows a way to save Momo. So she has to rely on two of her paranormal friends, Payase and Kashimoto. Payase is a cursed item lover, and Kashimoto is apparently just some kind of supernatural investigator of some sort. But he is currently sus based off of the eye he has stitched onto his jumpsuit, the same eye that can be seen on Ludris and Count Saint Germain. Now, the one thing Kashimoto does come in handy for is revealing that he has information about a special item named the Uchide no Kozuchi magic hammer, a hammer willed by the 1-inch samurai, a very ancient yokai in Japanese folklore, that after swinging the hammer, the 1-inch samurai was able to grow to enormous size. So if they're able to get their hands on this, they might just be able to have Momo swing it and get back to normal height. Those Chinese vampires did not realize who they were messing with though, because Grandma Seiko has proven multiple times before, and now in this chapter, even more so, she's a badass beyond all proportions. I mean, she is clearly not just a spirit medium, she's a goddamn kung fu master. She's performing even better moves than these Jiang Shi are, and they're making full-on Jackie Chan noises, so you know they have to be an expert in some field of martial arts. Seiko just beats all of their asses at once despite them group jumping her, and even she makes fun of them for saying all these random noises. Said, "Don't you acha me?" Throws a whole fucking furnace on top of those zombies. She is performing breakdance moves, smacking the shit out of people with a wooden 4x4 since her handy dandy baseball bat is not present right now. She starts spraying Lysol and shit, throwing teapots. She is using everything at her disposal to beat these zombies. And one of the reasons this chapter is so fun is because we never really get moments like this with Seiko. As I said, she's always been in the background, so to see her front and center here proves that she really is this awesome character that we all stan. And it's not just because she's got some sex appeal. We always knew she was capable of great things, at least I did. I mean, she fought pretty well against the evil eye, so that's no easy feat. And there is a major theory going around about Seiko that she may even have more supernatural powers than we've even seen or known about. Because if you remember, when she was introduced, there's a big possibility that it was foreshadowing the ability of future sight. Now, obviously, Seiko is not a fortune teller. She might not know everything that's going on in the future, but if you do recall from her introduction, she was getting reamed out for being completely wrong about some celebrity she did a reading on, only for every single thing that she talked about to come true. The man was literally just pretending to not be having an affair and have children, but it turns out he was hiding all of it behind closed doors. And Seiko had no reason to know any of this besides just trusting her supernatural instincts. She even tells the taxi that's bringing her home to let her out early on the road so that way he doesn't get pulled into Turbo Granny about to devour Momo. So she was already aware of that. And even if this is just one big headcanon theory that gets proved wrong, I think my overall point with this is we should just never underestimate Seiko, especially knowing how strong our cast of teenagers are. Adults like Seiko have so much more experience in the paranormal and fight fights like this. It's clear as day what comes with age, which is why a huge arc-spanning villain like the Jiangshi, or at least they would be if they didn't encounter Seiko first, are just turned on instantly and put down, showing that real big threats don't mean anything to Seiko. Unless at least they're not a giant iron bull. Because even though we're still pinpointing exactly what folklore the bull is from, it's most likely a reference to the iron bull torture method or some other Chinese reference, but no matter how many times Seiko hits or defends against the bull, it gets denser, thicker, and by proxy, stronger, able to overwhelm Seiko fairly easily, with her having no counter to the bull's hacks, despite acknowledging its hardness. And after defeating Seiko, we do see the bull actually pull out the magical dagger that reveals its connection to the Count Saint Germain fan club, asking Seiko to admit defeat and he'll spare her life, revealing that Count Saint Germain has also put a hit out on Seiko as well. Every one of these yokai UMAs are all apparently under his direct order. Why is he so focused on us now? What has changed? And again, if Seiko was just some normal human with a little bit of supernatural tendencies and a great connection to local deities, what does Count Saint Germain want from her and want to steal from her? Unless there really was some type of power that we just haven't seen Seiko use yet. And the fact that DanDaDan has kept Seiko mostly in the background the entire series really does create this perfect mystery as to what Count Saint Germain could be after here. Taking her out so she can't protect the kids does make sense, sure, but attempting to make her yield and steal her power is the real question. Thankfully though, Seiko does not get chipped by the magical dagger. As I mentioned, supernatural adults are potentially much stronger than the kids we now know and have seen in all of these situations. Seiko's two friends reveal themselves and defend Seiko at the very last moment, punching the bull away. Payase, who seems to be cloaked in a ghostly evil aura, creates the shape of a humanoid bird and potentially is using the power of all of the curses to empower him. Meanwhile, Kashimoto summons a JoJo stand shaped like a chicken in a big flow of aura behind him. These two allies are strong enough to send that iron bull flying, where Seiko couldn't even do anything with any of the attacks she did. And their aura also makes up the shape of the yin yang. It's interesting to see what impact these characters will have and how strong they really are. They seem to both represent different bird deities, such as like the phoenix or Zook or Suzaku, whichever one we haven't heard exactly yet. Let's hope that they will be the ones to save Seiko from the Iron Bull. And I guess my one question is Seiko really out for the count? Or is she gonna recover, meet up with everybody, and search for the Uchida no Kozuki hammer? Is Kashimoto really on our side, or is he gonna double cross us and betray us? All in the name of that secret organization whose logo he sports proudly. There are so many questions that we just do not have the answers to yet. All that means is I am all the more excited to see it happen and read whatever's coming up next. And you know I will be here covering it every week on YouTube. So make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed these reviews, subscribe so you don't miss a single DanDaDan video going forward or any other series you may read weekly. Let me know down in the comments what you think of Seiko and her new friends, who apparently are based off of real yokai hunter YouTubers in Japan. What a nice little cameo. Very interesting. I will see you guys in the next one after leaving you with that lore dump. Peace.